There's much more focus now on empowering families and empowerment rather than kind of blaming families or members of the families for problems. There's much more of a focus on the importance of relationship. And also I think the empathic attitude that we surround the families with, where we're really trying to be accepting of the parents and help them, you know, how do they make it their own? And a lot of times the parents are the ones that come up, or the families themselves come up with the solutions that I never would have thought of. That's the power of it, I think.
In 2002, AFREM, the Association for Filial and Relationship Enhancement Methods, was founded. Dennis Stoika, a former AFREM board member, challenged members to take advantage of available grants for marriage education. Mary Ortwine and Bernard Gurney took up the challenge, obtained a grant, and wrote a popular illustrated book, Mastering the Mysteries of Love, for use in implementing the secured grant. Relationship Enhancement for Refugees and Immigrants was developed as a joint effort between Ideals and the United States Committee for Refugees and Immigrants, with Goli Amen as the Senior Program Officer. Participant materials have been developed in English and Spanish. Currently, the program is being used in Pennsylvania, Vermont, New York, North Carolina, Kentucky, Missouri, and California. Bernie, which Dr. Gurney is affectionately called, once said, "I threw out the ball, and I'm just looking to see where it bounces." Well, bounce it certainly has. This map shows MML nationwide. The light green represents states with at least one person who does MML classes. Dark green are states where there is a trainer of trainers or trainer of trainers in training. Those are states where local people can create their own RE program communities. The latest count is over 16,000 couples who have been trained in the past 4 years in some version of MML. Robert Skuka also teaches RE nationwide.
We have lots and lots of ways to go. California deciding, the California Healthy Marriages Coalition deciding that RE in the MML form will be their core program is a big boost. The Healthy Marriage Initiatives that we're in 28 different grants is a big boost.
There is a quiet but powerful movement sweeping across our greater Fresno area that is bringing health and hope to many. Couples throughout our area are raving about the dynamic class for couples, Mastering the Mysteries of Love, sponsored by the Healthy Marriage Coalition of Fresno Madera County.
Well, in a lot of classes that we have been there in the past, the coach or the teacher usually spend a lot of time talking about what a man is supposed to do and trying to make a man more like a woman. And sometimes I go home feeling that I must be really bad. But this class is quite different.
We have never had an argument be done that fast in our lives in 28 years. We have never had something where she has been that mad be over that fast.
I think every couple has to attend a class like this.
Dr. Louise Gurney's filial ball has been bouncing around the world as well. Note the green markers. From her formative professional years with the Gurneys, Dr. Risa Van Fleet has and continues to take filial therapy worldwide. Here are some photos of her travels. She has introduced her filial therapy DVD and books to people in over 60 countries. Her filial therapy book has been translated into Japanese and her parent handbook into Arabic, Korean, and Turkish. Other materials have been translated into Spanish and Italian. She has trained people who came to the United States and to the United Kingdom from China, Japan, Romania, and Russia. Louisa's parenting is also being translated into foreign languages. Note the red markers. The Gurneys, Robert Skuka, Franz Saradin, and others are world travelers as well. Here in the United States, Barry Ginsberg has trained people from 15 countries. Mary Ortwine's MML has also reached at least 8 other countries via foreign visitors and translations. Ephraim's French members, France Saradin and Maureen Renville, have taken RE to Europe. They have founded an RE association for Francophone, for French-speaking countries. Bernie's Relationship Enhancement Manual has been translated into French, Spanish, Chinese, German, and Greek. Following a trip to Alaska, Dr. Risa Van Fleet wrote, "As I was going through some photos and deciding which ones to include, I saw this one. I saw Bernie as the bear on the left. I have so many memories of him with his hand on someone's chair, ready to pat as he nodded, smiled, or verbally reinforced their good use of skills. Even if not everyone has trained with Bernie to see this view of him, the bear still looks like it has good empathy."
I believe there are no perfect families. There never have been, and there never will be on this side of the end of time. I believe I will not do any better ethically in the world out there than I do in my own family. Therefore, I commit myself more and more to follow the golden rule. My parents, my siblings, my spouse, my children, and my grandchildren. Every day, life presents me with the talent of dealing with my hurt, my fear, and my anger, as well as the people around me and in the world out there. The relationship skills that Bernie and Louise Gurney put together have given me a framework, enabling me, hopefully, to become ever more able, with God's help, to practice what I preach, to love God above all, and to love my neighbor as I love myself.
I was going to go to Taiwan, I think it was. Some people said, well, your approach emphasizes feelings, and they don't know anything about feelings. They don't talk about feelings. It's not there in that culture, and I found that very hard to believe. So I said, well, what might a person say about himself after somebody died and they were still in mourning and were feeling that? Because I felt sure that they would. He said, well, what they say is I have a stone on my chest. So I said, okay, that's okay. I don't care what you call it, and if I have a good translator, they'll be able to translate that to, I'm feeling very sad. So, and so I went to Taiwan and I had a good translator, and it worked out just fine. So there was no problem, whatever. And my feeling was, there are probably cultures where there are differences, but I found in that group and all the other places that I've been to, Australia and Europe and places like that, they have the same feelings. It's pretty universal. I don't see much difference in when you talk about interpersonal relations and the kind of feelings that are generated.
Once you have something that's so universally common, to have somebody understand your feelings and not challenge them, not say you shouldn't feel that way, or the usual kinds of reactions. Get over it, yeah, all that. It's very, nobody can resist that. I don't care what culture you come from. A flower will reach to the sun, through all sorts of barriers. You'll see them being all bent in every direction and pushing up through a lot of heavy dirt, and things come up. You even see things growing up through sidewalk cracks, and there's just he sees it in all organisms, and not just humans. the analogous thing, not the same, of course, because it's a much simpler organism, but that there's just built into all living organisms, so the desire to survive and the ability to do it. Of course, if you stamp on the flower or pull it out, then it's not going to do it, but, you know, given any kind of decent conditions, it'll manage somehow.
With a multitude of global issues, here lies an avenue of hope. If these methods can melt hostilities in marriages, families, and the workplace, can they help with hostilities between nations? Hope springs eternal in the human heart. The work of the Gurneys inspires it.